Hey guys, I've had a lot of questions about how we created the Google site. If you hear any music in the background, my son's listening to Star Wars piano music. Yes, the Imperial March. So real quick, I just kind of wanted to give just a little snippet of how the site came to be and how I made it. So first off, I always start with a plan. So I just sat down and kind of talked with my team for a little bit after getting some ideas off of some great friends off of Twitter and decided to kind of lay out our website plan. So we decided to make one for the entire fourth grade team and that we would have a homepage where everybody's information is the same no matter which teacher. Then we would have an important information page that would also be common for everyone that will kind of give a quick video of how their learning is going to happen and have a link to the JCPS choice board and then how to contact all the teachers. And then we decided to have a page for each individual teacher. That way students could go to the main hub page, click on their teacher page, and all the information they would need would be right there on that page. We would have our Google Slides that have our morning message on it for the day, and also maybe a link if we're doing a live stream or Zoom or anything like that, and then a Google slide with our classroom assignments that would be linked to it. That way, students wouldn't have to necessarily go straight to Google Classroom to find their assignments. They would all be linked right there for them for the day, so they would know what to get done, and also it would have it listed for the week. That way, if they weren't able to do one day, they would still have access to it. So, this is kind of how the plan started, and then I'll give you a quick show of how that kind of all came to be. So, you will go to sites.google.com/new. If you look on the bottom, you can see the classic sites. New is a lot more user friendly. So I always like to use new, and you can kind of tell I've been using it for a while. Um, and so I'll give you a quick view of what the Shelby fourth grade that I created made and kind of let you see how the plan came to be. So we talked about how we would have a homepage. So this is our homepage. And don't focus on the make it pretty first, get all your information out, and then go back and add all your pretty in. So here we've got the NTI schedule, and like this all is a work in progress. So once we get more information from administration, we might make changes to it or add things that need to be necessarily put on here. But this was just kind of a brainchild of networking with other JCPS teachers and staff to try to get the best environment for our kiddos. So we've got our sample schedule here, as well as our learning expectations, and a quick reminder of how they can get a hold of any teachers if they need to. And then if you look, our next page is our important information. So here, and like I said, it is a work in progress. So here, we're going to put a video for them to watch how our learning will happen. So to explain what's going on and kind of how we're going to be doing things, maybe when dates will be happening. So if assignments are due all on Friday or any kind of important information like that that the parents might need to know, kind of keep them updated. But I plan on adding a link to our school messenger to make sure that they're connected there, class dojo, those type of things. So from that, um, we blocked into our individual teacher pages. And so just like in our regular classroom, talked to different teachers and kind of got their um, own little way to design their online classroom kind of thing. So that's why if you look, each one of us kind of has our own independent spin on their page. So this way, kids can go on and get exactly where they need to go and click right on their teacher. So I will show you mine. So I have a um, just a sample of what my morning message will look like. And one of the ways we've been talking about how to kind of keep track of attendance, and I got this idea from Stephanie, is to do a Google form that is a daily check in. So they will, and like if you look, it says to click the attendance matters, and then it will take them directly. I've got it linked to a Google form where they will put their name in, and that's kind of like my quick check-in for the day of how they will complete their attendance check-in. And so we were talking about having our morning message, which is right here, and then a Google slide that shows their lessons for the week. Um, and I can do another video on how that if you need to. So this was kind of just how I took the plan that we had in place and created the site. So I will show you real quick how to create a sample page. Let me get rid of this old one. So what you'll do is when you come to the sites.google.com/new is you'll notice you'll have your plus sign. I just want to make sure just because I do this all the time since I have both accounts linked is make sure you're connected to your JCBS account. That way your students can easily get access to it. So then you'll go down here to the bottom plus sign. You'll click create new site. And you'll notice that when you first sign in, it'll just be a very plain site. My son is giving you a nice soundtrack in the background if you can hear him singing. So if you look at your site, it's pretty bland. And like I said, we care more about the information being given right now than making it pretty. That's the extra part that you can do later on. So just the basic outline of this would be naming your site. If you name it from here first, it'll automatically pop it down there. And so we'll do sample NTI. And if you notice, it'll change it right here. Anytime you are completed with your work and you're ready to share it, you're going to need to hit the publish sign. So don't forget that, because if not, you're not really going to be able to share with anything. So if you look, you can change your page. This is your home page. You can change whatever you want to call it. You can have it be like we named it our 4th grade NTI. So I'm just going to call it sample NTI for teachers. And that is that. So this is kind of your hub of where you can input anything. The great thing about Google Sites New is it's very user friendly. These are basically the main areas that I use. Here you can change layouts. Let's say if you wanted to have a big picture and then your text, it's right there, very easy. This is a image box. You can click it and you can easily upload from your computer. You can select an image from Google searches. Or from your drive, YouTube, you can insert your calendar, a map. Like I said, this is incredibly user friendly. And if for some reason you don't like that and you want to get rid of it, you just click on the box and you hit the trash can and it's gone. So some of the things that you can do easy are just moving things around. Where you've got this, I always call like the Lego studs. You can click and drag it if you'd rather it be up on top and that one on the bottom. They're easy to move. Also, quick make it pretty. You can change your background depending on what layout or theme you want. So there's that, just how to insert different layouts. You can also create new text boxes where if you just want to add a heading or a subheading before you give your information, it's quick to insert right there. So talking about the different pages that we had, adding pages is, again, incredibly simple with the way that they've laid this out for you. So you'll go to your tab that says pages, hit that plus sign, and insert whatever you would like to title your page. Now, this right here is what's going to come up in your bar up at the top. So if you want to change what is said, like we did with our, let me get rid of this. So if we wanted it to be sample NTI for teachers, you would need to change it right here. If not, it's going to say home up here. So for example, if I want my next page to be important information, that's what I'm going to name it. And that's what's going to show up here. And it's automatically going to make the title of your page, that header of your page, whatever you've named it. That will only change if you change it from here, where you click your 3 little dots and go to properties. This is how you change it up here in your heading. You can change this freely. And it will not change up here as your page name. So remember, if you want your page name to change, you need to be on pages. anything you do on the actual page will not change what the page file name is called. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to put that back as important information. Now let's say we're making one of our teacher pages, so I'll call it Shia, just quick. We've already got our next page added, and I want to insert a slideshow that I've already created. I've already created it, I've already got it in Google Drive, so I'm going to click on my drive. You'll see the massive amounts of files and folders. And I'm just going to pick let's pick a contract that I did with my kids last year. So let's say I want to add this file in here. All I have to do is find the file I want, click it to where it's selected, hit insert, and it will put that file directly into my website. Now I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, I can make it to where it's just a link to it. What you do with it from then on, there's a million possibilities. So this is all you need to do to insert something. You just go to your drive, select an input. It's that simple. And like I said, they make this incredibly user friendly. So that's pretty much it on how to insert things. If you want to have a specific layout, you can go to themes and kind of change up what it looks like. The different fonts. Like this is the only way you can really change what your fonts are and your background colors. But other than that, that's pretty much all it takes. When you are finished, you'll hit publish. And then to share with others, you'll click there with the little person with the plus sign. And it will allow you to insert. This is where I insert my team members so that I can have them on there to collaborate with me. That's been the biggest help, is allowing them to have access so they can go in and change their page. They can go in and proofread anything that I need to. This is where you'll add your people. And so I've got that finished. So let's say we want to publish our page. Our page is done. I'm going to call the website address. Well, we could just leave it at sample NTI. Right now, the reason why I was saying to make sure you have yourself logged into your JCPS address is so that who can view your site is just the people in JCPS. Your students will be signing in into their JCPS email account and their Google Drive so that they can easily get logged into this page and have access to their Google Classroom. So once you have this done and you hit publish, your site has been published. Then you can hit view to see what it would look like from a computer. You can even, they actually have ways that you can look to see what it looks like on a mobile device or a tablet. And those are just some extra things but that is it. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to let me know.